All right, step 1 for dashboard is to design the page. We'll see what is dashboard at the end, but step 1 is design your page. So make a tab called dashboard and just give it a different color. So select the whole thing by clicking here, dashboard. And step 1 is design the page for dashboard. So make a tab called as dashboard and click on this arrow here and maybe give a different color to your dashboard, whatever you like. Which color should I pick? Purple, blue, where's purple? Which one is purple, by the way? Oh, this one. Okay, let's do it. That's fine, let's see. Okay, and then maybe insert a text box. Put it somewhere in the middle. It's called this is your dashboard. Right, get it in the middle and make it a bit bigger. So you can design it the way you like, but it really helps in presentation. All right, so this is step 1. You can design as much as you want, but do the basic designing like this. Then you'll have to make the graphs that are asked for you. Let's make 2 or 3 graphs. And then we'll see how to use the graph in the dashboard. But we'll make the graphs with the help of pivot tables. So write down graphs should be made with pivot tables. That is step 2. Make the graphs with pivot tables. So now does anyone remember how to make the pivot table? Right. Maybe you guys were not there in the first semester. So go to data on the top. Now go to insert on the top. And click anywhere inside your table, not outside, but inside your table. Then on the top left, you see pivot table. Click on the drop down and go to from table range. Once you do that, a new window opens up like that. Leave the first thing as it is. And click on existing worksheet here. Is that okay? Or should I do it again? Do it again. Click anywhere inside your table. Go to insert, pivot table, from table range. Leave this guy as it is. It's selecting your entire table. And click on existing worksheet. And then you must have made a sheet already before, which is called graphs. So already make a sheet before doing this and call it graphs. So go to the new sheet, graphs. And then click on, so in the third box, click on the first cell. So you should say the name of your tab, A1. So this is how you insert a pivot table. You go to insert again. You go to insert, pivot table, from table range, existing worksheet. Then go to the new worksheet that you made, not to the dashboard one, but a new one. And in here, click on the first one. You should say A1 there. And then click on OK. Once you click on OK, what happens is a new window on the side opens up. And all the columns in your data sheet becomes fields here. So make a note, all the columns in your data sheet will become pivot table fields. And with the help of these, you'll have to make the graphs. Okay, so let's make the first graph. Let's say years in the first column and the revenue in the second column. So the first graph we are making is the year should be in the first column and the revenue that you made in the second column. So this is how we do it. Whatever is in the first column needs to go to rows. So your years needs to go to, you pick it up and drag it into rows. And just like that, all the years will come up here. So whatever needs to go into the first column needs to go into rows. Let me just zoom in. Now, whatever wants to go into the second column, what do we say? Revenue. So you look for revenue. And that needs to go into values. So look at the magic. Automatically, when I drop revenue here, automatically it'll tell you how much you made in each year without any calculations. That's the power of pivot tables. And then with the help of this table, you'll have to make a graph. So click here, anywhere inside your table, go to insert. Are we okay, or am I too fast? So with the help of this table, we'll make a graph, right? We got sales over here, year over here, and revenue over here. Then click anywhere in the second column. You don't have to select it. Go to insert on the top. And let's make a column chart. Let's say this one. Okay, once you get the graph, you have to do the formatting. So right click on the button and you have to say hide all the field buttons. You right click on the gray button and you say hide all the field buttons. Once you do that, they disappear. Then you can click on the back lines and delete them to make it clean. Okay, click on the legend and delete. So keep it as clean as possible. Right, so you can do a lot more. You can click on the plus here and add the data labels. They're pretty cool to get the number on top of the data labels, and then you can get rid of the y-axis. You click on the plus, you take the revenue and bring it to values. Yeah, it automatically calculates that in 2017 you made this much, 2018 you made this much. It's from the data, when we did the insert thing, it made fields there from the data sheet. So it's automatically doing the calculations for you. Let's do one more graph. So you have to repeat the process of inserting a new pivot table. Let's do a pivot table here. So go back to the data sheet. No, you can just put it below. It doesn't have to be a new one. But you have to go back to your data sheet. And then do the process again, insert, pivot table, existing worksheet, graphs. Yeah, right below it, and do OK. So once again, you'll see pivot 2 over here. Okay. Now maybe let's see, say salesperson in the first column and the revenue they made in the second column. So let's see if that works. Salesperson in the first one and revenue in your second. So automatically you get that. And in this guy, you can sort it if you want, right? So you can right click in this one and say sort by largest to smallest. You get the biggest one on the top. Okay, and for this one, let's make some other chart. Let's see how does the pie chart look like. Okay, we can try this one. Pie chart. Right click and hide all the buttons. You can keep the other things to know which one is what. But if you want, you can add more things, data labels, to get the exact numbers in the pie. And so like this, you can make a lot of charts, as many as you need. So this was step 2. Now step 3 is, any questions so far? Are we okay? We just made 2 graphs from the data sheet with the help of pivot tables. Okay, then what you do is step 3, you copy these charts and bring them to your dashboard page. Do not delete them, only copy them and bring it to the, so you do Control C, come to your dashboard page and Control. Now do not put it at the first, leave a little bit of gap here. I'll tell you why, but just leave a little bit of gap here and do Control V. So the graph comes here. You can make it a bit bigger if you want. Similarly, copy the other one and bring it to your dashboard page. Right, you can make this a bit bigger as well. Yeah, makes sense. Now what you do is you click on the graph, and on the top here, now you can have more graphs here, right? So you can have a third graph here and so on. Right, so what you do is click on the graph and go to Pivot Chart Analyze on the top. Very important, Pivot Chart Analyze. So click on any one, click on any one graph and go to Pivot Chart Analyze. And in here you click on Insert Slicer. Right, once you click on it, all of the options again come here and you select the ones you want. So let's do sales here and salesperson, the two things we had, yeah, on the x-axis. And click on OK and see what happens. You get two slices with their details on it. Move them in one corner. Did that make sense? We did insert slicer and we got the slices we wanted. What if you need more slices, you can get more slices depending on the number of graphs you have. Right, the next thing to do is right click on the slicer and you have to do report connections. Right click on the slicer and do report connections for both the slicers. So if you do report connections, it will show you both the tables and say click on both the tables. If there were 3 pivot tables, you would select all 3 connections and do OK. And also right click on the second one and report connections and do pivot 1, pivot 2 and do OK. So this thing is extremely helpful in presentation. So now if you want to present for just 2018, what you do is you go to your slicer and click on 2018 and your graph will change according to that. If you click on this multi-select, you can select the other ones as well. If I do 2018 and 2020, look at that. So if you're presenting, you can just present. Also, these numbers are changing according to the years you are selecting. So if there are multiple graphs, they will all change according to your slicer. And this thing is called a dashboard, where all the data is present in one screen and you control it with your slices. For example, if you just want to see Jan, you click on Jan and say multi-select. So maybe they didn't do anything in these years. That's why they're not showing here. And if you want to get rid of them, all you do is click on the X here and click on the X here. And you go back to your original view. Make sense? This is like the basics of the dashboard. You can do a lot of graphs. All you have to do is copy them and bring them here and then connect them with the slicer. And this is extremely important for presentation. You can get all the graphs on one page and present on the year you want, like that. So look at that, in 2024, there are very few people who have done sales. And also this is changing and this is changing. Yeah, pretty cool. So this is dashboards. That's the first topic for today. When you practice, make your own graphs and try to make your own slices. Let me stop recording for this one.